You are not exhausted because life is hard. You are exhausted because you are carrying opinions that do not belong to you. Every look, every comment, every imagined judgment quietly takes up space in your mind. Over time, this invisible weight drains more energy than work, effort, or struggle ever could. Most people believe stress comes from responsibility, but that is not the full truth. Much of it comes from constantly adjusting who you are in order to be accepted. Before you speak, you hesitate. Before you act, you wonder how it will be perceived. Without realizing it, your attention turns outward, and your life becomes shaped by reactions instead of intentions. From an early age, we are conditioned to seek approval. We learn that being liked feels safe, and that being judged feels dangerous. Praise becomes comforting, and criticism becomes painful. Over time, this trains the mind to depend on external signals for reassurance, even when those signals have no real meaning. The modern world intensifies this instinct. Opinions now arrive instantly and endlessly. Likes, comments, views, and silence create the impression that your worth is constantly being evaluated. Slowly, many people stop living authentically and begin curating themselves carefully. They manage impressions instead of developing character. This does not happen because people are weak. It happens because the human mind evolved to survive in groups. In the past, rejection meant isolation, and isolation meant danger. Your nervous system still reacts to judgment as if your safety depends on it, even when the judgment comes from strangers who know nothing about your life, your values, or your intentions. The problem is that the mind makes a critical mistake. It confuses attention with worth. Being noticed feels important, but importance is not the same as value. Attention is unstable and fleeting. Value is internal and enduring. When you allow opinions to define you, you allow something fragile to control something that should be solid. The Stoics understood this long before the modern world existed. They divided life into two simple categories: what is within your control and what is not. Your actions are within your control. Your effort is within your control. Your character, discipline, and principles are within your control. Other people's opinions, judgments, and reactions are not. No matter how carefully you live, you cannot control how you are perceived. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself of this often. He accepted that people would misunderstand him, criticize him, and judge him unfairly. His peace came not from changing their minds, but from refusing to hand them authority over his own. This is the Stoic reframe. Opinions do not harm you unless you invite them in. They only gain power when you treat them as instructions instead of noise. The Stoic does not fight opinions, argue with them, or attempt to silence them. He simply observes them without obedience. Detachment does not mean indifference or emotional coldness. It means clarity. It means understanding that not every thought directed at you deserves a response. When judgment appears, the first discipline is to pause. Immediate reaction is emotional, and emotional reactions give opinions control over your behavior. The second discipline is to question the source. Ask yourself whether this opinion is informed, thoughtful, or rooted in virtue. Ask whether you would seek guidance from this person if you were facing an important decision. If the answer is no, then their judgment does not deserve influence over your inner world. The third discipline is to return your focus inward. Ask one honest question: did I act according to my values? If the answer is yes, then nothing external can reduce that. If the answer is no, then correction should come from reflection and discipline, not from shame imposed by others. Opinions will always exist. People will judge you whether you act boldly or stay silent. This is not something to resist. It is something to accept. When you stop trying to control how you are perceived, the tension begins to dissolve. Opinions can pass through your life without taking residence in your mind. There is a quiet strength that comes from no longer needing approval. It allows you to speak honestly, move deliberately, and remain calm under scrutiny. This is not arrogance, it is inner order. When your sense of worth is self-governed, external noise loses its grip. People may continue to judge you, but their judgments no longer decide your direction. When you stop asking for permission to be yourself, you regain control of your energy, your focus, and your peace. And a mind that is no longer ruled by opinions becomes difficult to disturb and impossible to control.